The Talk Shop on tour with Ron on the board of directors for the historic train depot in Laramie, Wyoming. Tell us about this open area here. What a spectacular space.
This is the original depot area where the passengers would come. Now this open area here and the open area on the far side were filled in with these benches like you see here. They went throughout and we took them out except for the few along the walls, donated some of them to other museums so that we could rent this space out for weddings, special events. That's how we get most of our revenue to try to maintain this place. On top of that, we do fundraisers. It takes a lot of money to keep these little places up. But it's got these big, beautiful barrel-vaulted ceilings, and it's very popular. And you see that cubicle right behind those folks right there, the kind of room in the middle of the whole area.
Was that a ticket booth?
No, that was the Western Union office.
Oh, all right.
Back in 1924, telegraph was cutting-edge technology. And in a minute here, if you have time, if you want to, I can show you the safe, because they would pass along not only messages and letters, but they also would transfer money, and back then it was all backed by gold and silver. They've got a vault with the doors about that thick. But to tell you a little bit more about the building of this, all right, so we have these benches in the middle. You can't see it now, but there's a couple of holes occasionally in the floor here, and there were steam radiators in between. They had this bench, and it's 18 feet long.
All right.
Well,
and that's how they heated it all.
Yeah, and they'd have that backed up, and in between the sandwich between them.
Back to back, okay.
They'd have the steam radiators, and this grate would allow the heat to come out. But I think one of the things that's most impressive to me about this is that they had their own carpenter shop here. And I learned this, I worked for the UP back in the 70s, and part of it I was a carpenter, and I learned this from the carpenter shop that they still had in Cheyenne in 75. They didn't have a carpenter shop here then. But a guy by the name of Jack, whose nickname was Jack Rabbit because he was kind of a nervous guy, told me about how they do this. They would ship in green oak, and then they would work everything from that. So this came from a plank of green oak. This came from a plank of green, even the trim came from a plank of green oak that they cut themselves, assembled themselves, and they did the whole thing around here perfectly. They took real pride in it. They went home and made enough money they could feed their kids. And of course the big beams up there, they imported those. They didn't do those locally.
What a structure. We're visiting with Ron from the board of directors of the historic Laramie Train Depot, 600 South 1st Street in Laramie. It's an open house, folks. Free admission, open to all, till 4 p.m. today and 9 to 4 tomorrow.